Hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 9 of Techopolis. I am back from the bakery from the full week of work. I was really tired, so I took a couple of days of rest and I just spent it with my girlfriend. We had an amazing time, just chilling, watching some stuff, doing some things. It was really cool. I just realized I made a Slipgator reference. But anyway, I am back. I'm ready to record. But I am a little bit sick though, so possibly a bit of a nasally voice and also slightly tired. But here we go. Let's see what we can do today. We ended off the last episode almost having advanced Technium ingots automated. And I finished off the automation in between episodes because I did have a little bit of time to play, but not really record because I was really tired. So I just automated steel, which I did right down here. As you can see, we basically have 2 basic infusing factories and a basic smelting factory as our steel production. So what happens is we have the first infusing factory take iron ingots and it combines them with enriched carbon, which just gets put in here, which is carbon in millibuckets, and then it turns that into enriched iron. It then pushes the enriched iron directly into this basic infusing factory, which turns the enriched iron with more carbon into steel dust. And the steel dust we then just need to smelt to make steel ingots, which are stored over here. And if I remove some facades, you can actually see what's happening. Basically, the mechanism machines are not as smart as thermal machines. So they can't auto input directly from the drawer above like thermal machines can. And you can see a few extra ones back there. Basically, I have to export directly into the machine. And this drawer is purely decorative. It doesn't get anything exported into it. As you can see, it only keeps a stack of each just for decorative purposes. So the mechanism machine has an input on the left for enriched carbon. As you can see over here, it has the extra slot on the left, an input on the bottom, and an output on the right. So on the left here, we're exporting enriched carbon, and on the bottom, we're exporting iron ingots. And then the output goes directly into this machine. So we don't need any cables, no transferring. They do auto eject, which is really cool. You can see that over here, eject on, and you can turn it on with the button right over here. So the second machine just requires enriched carbon. The input is provided by the machine on the left. So we're just exporting it down here on the bottom. And then we auto export into the smelting factory, and then it auto exports into here on its own. And then we have a storage bus and the redstone control here on the side. And as far as power is concerned, these machines do require a bit more power. So I have 3 basic thermogenerators, which each produce 55 RF per tick. And then this one produces 44 RF per tick. And I think that's enough to run all 3 of the machines at the same time. I don't know if it shows how much it needs. It would have to start working for it to show how much it would need. But I think it's like 60 per machine or so. So I think a total is 180 is what I need. So we're making basically 55 in 3 of these, which is 157. And then I need a little bit of extra with this guy, so it produces enough. As far as enriching coal, redstone, diamonds, and obsidian, we are basically doing the exact same thing. The drawer is decorative. We export coal directly into the machine. It enriches it. It stores it in here automatically. And then we control it with redstone to 250. And that I'm doing the same for all 3 of these. Well, 4 of these. This 1, 2, and 3 are very simple. You just export the item and it enriches it. The obsidian requires 2 more steps before you can get to enriched obsidian. You need to take obsidian and put it into an enrichment chamber, which turns it into obsidian dust. And you can see back here, if we remove some of these facades, like so, we are controlling the first one with redstone because we do have the side available to us. And then we are exporting obsidian here on the side. This guy, on the other hand, is a metallurgic infuser and requires enriched diamond and obsidian dust to make refined obsidian. So basically, we have to export the obsidian dust and the enriched diamond, which leaves us no spot for redstone control, which means that the back slot is power and it can be redstone control. So what I did is I just have a storage downgrade in this barrel, drawer, I should say. And it's going to only store 64 refined obsidian dust. And basically it means that we can redstone control this machine over here on the side, like that. Actually, in the middle, as you can see. And basically we redstone control this because this is the item that we need to control. And this just gets made as soon as we, let's say, grab one of these. This is going to turn one of the obsidian dusts into the enriched obsidian. And then it's going to turn one of these into the refined obsidian dust because we're going to extract one from here on the bottom. You can see it started working right now, and that's basically how this works. On this other side, I started to add more plates and more gears to automate because it is exactly the same way that we have been doing this. It is export buses on the top, level emitters down below, and then storage buses right down below. So it's basically the exact same thing for all of these. So I won't really show you how to automate these because you have seen it. Export bus, level emitter, storage bus, super easy. And I just added electrum plates, signalum plates, iron plates, zinc plates, constantan gears, and signalum gears. And the constantan gears we needed up here, and I think we had them automated right here on the side, and I moved them over because I want to have all the thermal machines on one side and all of the mechanism stuff on the other. I don't know if we have 2 more mechanism machines that we need to automate. I think we have more than 2, but we'll get to it once we need to. A couple episodes ago, or possibly in the last episode, I was changing all of these thermogenerators to magma blocks and then realized that it didn't make enough power. And now I realized I can just upgrade them to the basic tier with some advanced Technium, and they make 44 RF per tick with a magma block. So that's enough to run both of these machines. And that got me thinking, why not move my manual machines down here? Because eventually we're going to need these spaces for other ores that we're going to unlock in the next tier. And I decided to just move the pulverizer, the furnace, the fluid encapsulator, and our multi-servo presses and the induction smelter down here. And they're linked up to this ender chest as well, so it all gets auto-imported into the system. And then I was thinking, why not upgrade the power as well? Because we were running very close to the max power with the 3 lapidary dynamos for our applied logistic system. So I decided to just make it a little bit better. I decided to add, I think a total of would be 7, 8, 7. We now have 10 total lapidary dynamos. Don't let me do math on camera, please. Thank you. So basically, we need 2 miners now to run this with 50 RF per tick for each one of these. So I have them running with a Thermogenerator basic, which produces 55 with lava. And that way we have these guys running all the time. The lapis is being stored down here. We have 380,000 of it. I think we're producing it way faster than we're using it, but we're nowhere near using the max amount of power that these guys can produce. I think we're using 2 of these, one here and one here. And I believe this guy has a 35% output. I also, in between episodes, set up everything we need to automate Elite Technium. We are missing one resource though, and that is printed silicon. And if we're going to be automating printed silicon, might as well automate all of the processors while we're at it. And for that reason, I made a special room up here, and it links up if we go down here, exactly directly over here, and we can go boop, and we can end up in here. And there is enough space for us to automate the silicon, the logic circuit, the engineering circuit, and the calculation circuit. So let's get to it, shall we? I believe the automation here is pretty self-explanatory. We are exporting nether quartz here in the top. This pulls it and smelts it into silicon, and then we export the silicon, we pull it into the press and make printed silicon. Over here on this side, I'm basically just going to explain one of these because the 2 behind us here are going to be exactly the same. So the left side is the same as the silicon. We export the electrum plate, we turn it into the printed logic circuit, and then we do the same thing with Certus and with prismarine crystals to make the engineering and the calculation circuits. As far as this side is concerned, we need to use a little bit of XNet because these guys can't auto input and auto output. Plus we need to import in the top, the bottom, and the side for 3 of the different things, which is what we can do with XNet and advanced connectors. And that's what we're gonna go do next. Up here, we have a XNet controller. This guy is currently just receiving power from the thermogenerators over here. And what we then have to do is I renamed the connectors so we can differentiate between the inscribers and also the drawers. So what we have to do is from the logic drawer 2x2, we need to extract, actually not power, we are gonna need, I think 3 channels total, right, for items. So let's set those up. From the top drawer, we need 3 extracts basically on each one of these. And then we need an insert for each one on here. And for one, we're gonna do the top side. So we're gonna do up, and that one's gonna be the logic circuit, let's say. So we're gonna extract printed logic circuit. Single, it can be normal, and we should now see a logic circuit in here. It is in all three of them because I was flipping through them, but what we can easily do, if you want to not have things move around, you can select the channel and select enable processing, so it's not going to process on the channel until you turn it on. So what we can then do is we can extract the redstone and we're going to insert it in the middle. So that's going to be, now to figure out which side this is on. So we insert on the west, and then we also insert on the down, and that is going to be the printed silicon. And if we turn the processing on for all three of these, we should be getting all three extracted and made into the circuits. Yes. Okay. So then all we need to do is just extract the circuit and put it into the system. So we need another item channel actually, and we need to extract out of the thing and insert into the logic drawer like so. And I want to control this with redstone. So we're going to say on to activate, and we're going to add another channel, and that's going to be a sensor channel or a redstone channel. Logic, that's the one. So we're going to get that. And we don't need a sensor here. We need a sensor on this drawer, right? So we're going to say emit for an item, and I need a logic circuit. And let's say emit when it's less or equal than 512. It's going to output on white. I think that's okay. And we can then say extract redstone mode on white. I think that should work, right? No, it's not extracting. Okay. All right, I found a solution. I currently set it to 420 because that was the closest number that was full that I could test. But basically, we can just control it by the amount to keep in the inventory. So over here, we can set, let's say 500 of these that we want in the system. So that's just gonna export 500, and then it's gonna stop and it's gonna fill up the machine with another stack. And that is super simple and easy, and it works very neatly. So I'm gonna set up the same thing for this one and for this one, and then we have everything automated. And we can even, once they're done, slowly start accumulating printed silicon and using it over there in the advanced elite Technium, I should say, machine contraption doodle thingy. And there we go. I also covered up all the gaps, so we basically have a room nice and completed. And I tried using blocks that are kind of similar to the item that we're making. So here I use platinum, Certus quartz, and electrum. And then here I just used skystone, just the base version. So it's a little bit of a different texture than the middle stripe here, and that's covering the cabling. So that is pretty neat and looking really cool. And if we now add printed silicon over here, eventually we should get it exporting over here once the machines down there finish pretty much. And we can actually now start adding it to transfer over here. I think I have everything. Oh, you are out of power. Why are you out of power? The lapidary dynamo has power. So let's do that. And then that. You should be getting power now. I don't know how you managed to run out of power, but apparently you did. Oh, I might have, yeah, I didn't have this hooked into the applied logistics system. Of course I didn't. Yeah, so now this is working, and it should transfer everything into its all corresponding spots. Yeah, it is transferring the silicon in here. So once it gets, I believe, 32, it will start making elite technium. So over time, eventually, this should start running and working. And we're going to start making more basic, more advanced, and all of that good stuff. I went away from the computer for a little bit, thinking I'm going to come back to 100 Technium ingots, and I totally realized that we need Redstone Flux Coils automated as well. So for that reason, I decided to just set it up, and we have it somewhere here. Here it is. On the side, we are just melting redstone blocks directly in the magma crucible. That puts it into here. And it's set to 250,000 millibuckets. And then over here, I'm using XNet with this controller back here to transfer power to both of the machines and the controller as well. And then we extract from the top drawer into here some gold ingots, which then get made into redstone flux coils and tossed pretty much now exclusively over there, and once they're done, we actually should have a redstone control on this for like 250 of them, so we have them in the system for crafting recipes, but for the moment, I just can't reach one because it goes directly up there to make the Technium ingots, and once that's done, they're gonna backlog into here, so I'm probably just gonna go steal one from in here, just so we can set up the redstone control like this. And we need to do it emit when levels are above or equal to limit, because this machine gets turned off with the redstone signal. And that now means that we have Elite Technium pretty much automated. Everything is very, very slow currently because we don't have an abundance of power that we can send to all of the machines, but eventually we're going to get a bunch of power and we're going to upgrade all the machines, so bronze will get made faster, and then also the aluminum plates here and the gears are going to get made faster, and everything's just going to run super smooth and super fast, and it should be great. But I have run out of time for today's episode, so I want to thank you all so much for watching. I'm really hoping you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, and also you can subscribe to get notified of when new videos go live, and I will see you all in the next episode. Have a good one. Bye-bye.